everybody, it's Ian the Off-Kilter Crafter. I hope you're having a great day today. Today I'm going to be putting together this card. We are in the month of November, which means it is time to start thinking about being grateful for things. And for this card and recipient, I'm thankful for them. So let's go ahead and take a look at how I put this one together. Alrighty, here are some of the supplies that I'm going to be using today. I have this Close to My Heart stamp. This is B1492 Fallen Leaves. I've used this one before in the past and haven't really used it lately, so I'm going to bust this one out and use it. I also have the Simple Sentiments 2 from CZ Design, and then I have some foil leaf paper from Cricut, and I'm going to be using this Waffle Flower A2 die to cut that out. I'm going to go ahead and cut my papers out because I'm not exactly sure how big or how many of these leaves I'm going to be able to fit on it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out the paper first so I know what I'm going to be working with and how much space I have to use. Okay, I've gone ahead and cut out my panel and fit my stamps as best as I see them on this panel. I really wanted to use this maple leaf, but it's just too big and I could only get 2 of those images on this piece of paper, and so I'm going to go ahead and abandon that one and use these 3 shapes. I think they'll work out fine, but I was really hoping for that large maple image, but it's okay. So now what I'm going to do, now that I've gotten everything kind of set up, I'm going to use my VersaFine ink to ink everything up, and then I'm going to use this Brutus Monroe penny, which is that nice copper. I think that'll look really great for it. And I'm using VersaFine because it does stay wetter for longer, and these images have very delicate lines in them, and I think by using that VersaFine I'll be able to catch those, and if the penny ink or the penny embossing powder doesn't end up covering everything, it will still be okay because it's going to be a black line. So I could use clear embossing ink if I wanted to, but I think the penny will look better. Okay, now that I have gone ahead and heat embossed that to give me my nice, really shiny penny looking outline, I want to add just a little bit of color, just a hint of color that my hope is kind of radiates out from the leaf. So I'm going to use Spiced Marmalade, Abandoned Coral, and Fossilized Amber to give me a hint of color. At least that's what I'm hoping for. I'm going to do this the best that I hopefully can. So I'm going to use some of my blenders here and just pick up some of the color. Again, I need to learn. I'm really bad about having a heavy hand and like really putting the color on. So I'm going to try very hard. And it's okay if they blend in between each one. Like, that's not such a big deal. I just don't want like a whole puddle of color. So I'm going to go in with a very light hand and just radiate this color out like that. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Let me take a paper towel now. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wipe off, kind of buff off some of that color. Yeah, just like that. That is what I'm looking for. Although it looks like it did pick up some of the ink. But that's okay. It doesn't look bad. I think it'll work for what I'm wanting it to do. All right, so I'm going to do that with my Abandoned Coral and my Spiced Marmalade. Okay, this is what we came out with, and I think this is going to work well for what I'm wanting. It's not as clean as I would have liked it. There's definitely some embossing powder that went astray, and it may not give like the most cleanest impression ever, but I'm okay with it, so I'm going to run with it. Next up, I'm going to use my CZ Design Simple Sentiments, and I'm going to use the So Very Grateful for You stamp. I'm going to stamp that out, I think, on black cardstock. For the sentiment, I am using some Versamark ink, and I'm going to be using Ranger White Superfine Detail Embossing Powder. Alright, there we go. It's a little cattywampus, but I think it will work just fine. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and start assembling my full card. So I have some Neenah Solar White 110 pound cardstock. I've cut it to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Well, it's actually, let's see, this is 5 1/2. And this is 4 1/4 times 2 basically, so that way I have a side folding card, which I don't normally do, but this one, it kind of called for it, so I went with it. and did what I felt was going to be best for this. So I'm going to go ahead and use my dot adhesive liner and just run it all along all the edges. Alright, here's my panel. I've gone ahead and popped it up on, I don't have any foam tape right now, so I have the foam rectangles, which is what I'm going to use to pop it up on. And so I'm going to put that right in the center, as close to center as I can seem to get it. It's not perfect. It probably will warp in the mail, but I think it will be okay for what I need. Alright, so now I'm going to use some of my, I have some like little itty bitty foam adhesive squares, and I'm just going to put some of these on the back of my sentiment. Alright, there we go. There is our sentiment all popped up. I'm just going to place it right across the center of my leaves. And there we go, guys. There's our completed card. It is clean, it is simple, and I think it gives a great impact, and it's perfect for Thanksgiving. It's hard to believe that Halloween is now over and Thanksgiving is soon on its way, but I am definitely ready for Thanksgiving and all the delicious food that comes along with it. I think that's going to do it for today's video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, let YouTube know that you liked my video, and then hopefully YouTube will share it across YouTube land. Also guys, don't forget, if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button down below and make sure to click the bell notification icon to get great updates every time I post a new video or go live. You can also check out my social media links. Those are listed down in the description below. Come on over and get social with me and say hello. I hope everybody has a great day, and remember guys, normal's just a setting on the dryer. Bye!